It's Pete here again, and I just wanted to take a sec to talk a little bit more about my fitness philosophy and my approach to training. First and foremost, the guiding principle that keeps me coming back to the gym and the thing that I try to impart to everyone that I contact in this space is humor. You got to have a sense of humor about yourself and about where you are and about where you're going. Because, when you take a step back and look at it, going in there and trying to get jacked, trying to get all puffy looking, it's a little silly. You know what I mean? And the things we do to achieve the goals we set, sometimes we end up looking kind of silly doing it. Like I recently posted, the video of me doing exercises in bed. It's a little goofy and my body looks a little funny in it. And you just kind of have to embrace it and own it. Otherwise you're not going to do it. If you let that anxiety keep you from exercising, you're missing out on so much. So it's better to just embrace the silliness of it. And speaking of embracing, where you are, for me, it's all about progress over perfection. You know what I mean? I started this journey pretty late in my life. Like I said, I didn't touch a barbell for the first time until I was 36. And I didn't really start learning about exercise at all or figuring out what I actually wanted to do with it, until about that time. So, a perfect physique is really not in the cards for me. And there's probably a lot of us who, even if we start young, genetically, perfection is just not in the cards. So it's time to stop chasing perfection, And on a more day-to-day scale, it's time to stop worrying about optimal. You know what I mean? The perfect is the enemy of the good, as a very wise man once said. And I try to keep that in mind. Our workouts, when we show up, not everything's going to be perfect. Hey, maybe sometimes the machine you want to use is busy, or you got, some pain in your knee, so you're not going to be able to do squats the way you really want to, or with as much weight as you want to, So, but anything that keeps you there, keeps you in that like mental space of the exercise, it keeps you progressing. Progress is non-linear. Some days you're going up and other days you kind of trend down a little and you go up, but over a long time, if you're consistent, the trend is always upwards. Part of how we do that is we stack up tiny wins. For me, it's all about helping others build competence and confidence in themselves and the autonomy to take charge of their own fitness programs. And the way we build that confidence is by celebrating everything. You know what I mean? We celebrate every tiny win and we build plans that enable us to find those tiny wins. You had one rep, that's a win. Every single time you do that, you gain just a teeny bit more confidence. And over time, it adds up to a lot. I'm also a big believer in health at every size. I myself am a little bit of a larger individual than a lot of the people who do my job. So the point for me is not to look a certain way. It's not about appearance, it's about ability. I have the ability to squat double my body weight. Well, actually I don't, but I'm working on it. I don't need to be perfect. I just want to be able-bodied. I want to be strong enough to do the things that I want to do in my daily life. I want to be strong enough to pick up my girls without back pain. I want to be strong enough to move my own furniture and not have to pay somebody to do that. Lastly, I do not consider myself, and hope I never consider myself, an expert. I hope I never reach a point where I feel like I'm done learning, because that's the minute you start dying, honestly. The minute you think you're done learning, you start dying. I will always consider myself a student. And I am not a teacher, I'm just an advanced student helping other students advance. I'm trying to lift as I climb. Some people, they attain a certain height and they want to pull the ladder up behind them. And that is the exact opposite of what I'm trying to do. I'm throwing a rope down behind me and I'm trying to bring up everybody that I can. Hopefully that makes sense. And hopefully some of you out there resonate with what I'm getting at here. And if you do, please check me out at ko-fi.com/Peter McQueenie PT. I'll put the link down in the description. If you're interested in making any kind of change to your life, check me out. Maybe we can help each other.